We're just gonna get started early. I'm not just gonna wait for music to finish playing because I don't care enough. And I'm gonna be grinding this for a little bit anyway, so might as well get started and not wait. So yesterday, after my stream died, my internet just didn't want to reconnect to my PC. I kept grinding for 6 hours yesterday doing this whole thing, right? And didn't get it yet. So I'm hoping, and I grinded about an hour today already. Still haven't got it. So about 7 hours total, still haven't gotten the part I need for Gley. So here we go. This is what we're doing. So I did turn my world to private. I figured out how a quicker way to do this part. But even then, the quicker way of doing this part is like, it still just takes forever. Still takes way too long. Because I gotta hope and pray that guy drops it. You know what? I'm gonna complain about it and then it gives it to me straight right off the bat the first time on stream. I hate it. Alright, now to do the third part. All
I knew it!
No,
I knew it!
No. No.
I knew it! As soon as you were gonna get on stream.
Alright, so now we need to do the third part to hopefully actually get the part. I hope I get the part. If I get the part right here, you guys are gonna hear me throw my controller and like just like give the fuck up. It's gonna be like, what the fuck? The secret was to stream.
I love when you hit the bosses in the head, their head bobs.
Yeah.
Like, little bobble wobble head.
Oof. Don't throw me. How dare you?
Don't worry, I will.
No, no throws.
Fuck you, Greg!
I still love how the first boss is named Greg.
Right?
Yeah, me too, because I get to kill him all the time.
Ooh.
I had an ex named Greg. Fuck him.
Oh. Then you do you.
Oh, you said valid.
Valid.
Alright, come on now. Ow. You have a shotgun and it hurts.
Well, that's what shotguns are for. They're for excuse me.
I love watching everybody phase in.
Boom. That's fair. So this is the part that pisses me off right here, okay? I see the material. This is what I'm going for, right? I actually got a shape stabilizer, I think, on stream and used it, which only gives a 10%, right? And yeah, I'm not getting it. And it sucks because now I have to do the first part again, which I'm running low on one of parts for to do the void reactor. Which means I'll have to go grind the first area, which is easier to do, but I don't want to do it.
That's fucking
Another
cool.
thumbnail made.
Finally got the beta rewards though for when we played the beta, but then they gave them to everybody, so I'm like, all right, never mind, we're good. I don't care personally because it's just a freaking teddy bear on my back holding a pop can, but it's not actually, it's alive. I thought it wasn't alive until I stood still. And that motherfucker moves on its own. And I'm like, oh, that's an alive bear trying to open the pop can. If only we could help the bear open the pop can. Maybe it would be happier if
I
it.
mean, that would definitely
Good.
be something. Definitely be something.
Oh no, it does open it because then it sips from it. Maybe.
It drinks from it while you're running.
Oh, that's funny.
You know, the worst possible time for the bear to be drinking it.
Eh. It also sits there and shakes it up, Nikki. So I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, that's even worse.
Maybe it likes life dangerous.
See that teddy bear? Yeah, that motherfucker loves to shake his pop before he drinks it.
He's like Bruce, he likes flat pop.
Fair.
But he can only drink pop flat though, because if he drinks it with the bubbles, it hurts his tummy.
Fair.
Because his stomach is literally the size of a walnut.
Fun.
Yeah, he had the surgery to have part of his stomach removed.
Yeah.
Because he'd like tried everything to lose weight traditionally and nothing worked. And it was the only thing to help him.
Fair.
That's a hard fucking surgery to go through.
Well,
Really hard.
most surgeries are not fun to go through. Not gonna lie to you.
Not at all. But I mean,
Like-
he also had the skin removal surgery too, though, and that was
Oh
brutal.
yeah.
That I've never seen anybody in that much pain, and like I've seen multiple people after getting like top surgery or having double mastectomies,
Yeah.
and it is not fun. But you know, when it's around your waist, it affects everything that you do.
Yep.
And he has phantom pain too still, so
Oh,
Yeah.
that's rough.
That makes sense considering
yeah.
it
Well, I mean,
just
they took like a
sucks.
whole like 4 or 5
yeah,
inches of skin off,
yeah,
you know?
they
That's a
took
big
something
piece.
off of you.
It's a lot.
It's definitely not a great time.
Oh, sick!
You
Poor Robbie.
could?
Found a cave. I can make a cave.
Hell yeah.
So, how caves work in Aska is you have to find a place you can open up the front of and make the cave. Then you can go look for resources in the cave. So I'm getting to that point since I can now. I just need to go get a bunch of berries or I'm gonna die.
I just need to shove my mouth full of berries, otherwise bad things will happen.
Like a lot of stuff for Valby. Like I can like almost make her her 3 items.
Yeah, I think she's one of the earlier ones you can get, maybe. I don't really know.
Which kinda, if she is, kinda throws my price theory
I
out the
don't
window.
I don't know. Like I have quite a few of her parts as well, just by
Well,
playing.
that's what I mean. Like, it's like, I think my theory just went out the window.
Yeah, I don't know how they chose the like
I'll be back, guys.
Okay.
pricing for their stuff. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
It's fucking weird.
The only thing I'm really doing right now is leveling up this Descendant while doing this. Hold on, I gotta reload. Y'all chill. I said chill. No pun intended. I swear. Believe me.
No, won't believe ya. Won't believe ya.
How dare. One more, and then I can go grind the second half again. There was and you guys also might realize the music thing isn't there. That's because apparently the website's down. I tried even signing in, and it was like, hey, there was an error getting to the post. So I was like, oh, okay. So they're having issues today. So I just turned it off. I can easily turn it back on, but until they fix that, it's gonna stay off.
Fucking excuse
Well, how dare you, Nikki? Hopefully I'll get an Ethernet cable here soon. Probably next paycheck. I'll see if we have enough of extra to like get one. Because streaming and then just randomly only my PC disconnecting from internet tells me the Wi-Fi adapter is breaking. So like I know what it is. It's just nothing I can really do about it till I can fix it, so.
Stay where you are.
But we'll see. And we'll see what I can do, because it is something I want to do. Why are you doing that? How dare you? Like, it took me a moment to realize it was you and not a commercial. Because the commercial was talking about soda or some shit.
And I'm going.
And you're making like a pop noise of a can that was just opened. So I realized it was you and not. Do 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 do.
Woo! Ow, my head. Oh, I have such a bad headache.
Alright. So, now we've done this. The only good thing that's coming out of these is I'm getting ultimate reactors. Just because I'm grinding this, which has a chance to drop them. I love how I've gotten more of those than I have of anything else.
I'm glad these games are free because if people were trying to charge money for them, I'd say fuck that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be touching it at that point.
Oh
It's
no,
yeah.
not the game you're playing.
Oh, not the game I'm playing. Well, I mean, that same probably applies with that as well. If they were trying to charge this and have the microtransactions the way they are right now, like,
I feel that.
no
But yeah,
fucking
no,
thank you.
I'm looking for horror games on HBO.
Oh yeah.
There's one called House Haunted. The premise of the game sounds kind of cool, except for one problem. Every asset except for the character models is done with poorly done AI bullshit.
Oh yeah.
Like, if you couldn't tell, maybe. But oh my god, it looks like someone just... You know how in certain paint programs there's a watercolor setting to make it look roughly look like stuff are made of paint?
Yeah.
It's like that, but smudged to high hell.
Oh.
It looks like everything's made of Play-Doh.
Fair. All right. I have to switch back to Bunny real fast because she can do the second half the fastest and the third. Go.
Surprised no one's called me a freaking Markiplier ripoff yet.
I'll do a what?
Markiplier ripoff.
Oh, why?
Because some of the games I've been uploading lately, because I'm going deep diving into games,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of the ones I've played recently have been the same that he's done. But that man also has like thousands of videos.
Well, there's no such thing as originality anymore, so like that's just not a thing.
It's also not like I'm actually mimicking him on my own.
Well, it's not like, I don't know, there's several like thousands of other people playing games, and there's not like there's there's games everywhere all the time. People are just gonna play whatever they can find, especially in the horror category.
Oh yeah.
I am excited though. They announced for Dead by Daylight 2 V8. for coming to like the main consoles and stuff like that.
Yas.
That will be the end of July,
Oh hell yeah.
apparently.
If it does show up at the end of July, I'll install and play some with you.
Because me and Leon are both sitting there going, okay, this might be fun. The only thing is they have the original killers first, and then they're going to add the other killers eventually. And I sat there for a moment and went, that's kind of dumb. And I still think it's kind of dumb. Like, unless, like, they have different balancing that they need to do. But even then, like, what do you mean you're only adding, like, the base necessities? Because the Survivor is that way, too. They're only adding, like, the base survivors for that mode. And I'm like, why? Like, is it that complicated to, like, add all of them? Like,
I was gonna say.
am I
maybe
missing
it's
something?
that.
Because you wouldn't think it would be, because they're literally taking one game mode and adding just 4 more players.
Yeah.
Or 5, I guess. More players. So I'm still sitting there going,
Duh. Fuck.
why don't you have all of them? I mean, I'm not going to complain to a point, because I do want to just be able to kill with a friend in Dead by Daylight. I think that would be fun.
Oh yeah.
But we'll see how balanced it is and what it actually, like, you know, gets down to. Gonna give it? Oh, okay. Gave it to me again. This is the fastest it's done this, by the way, all fucking the last 2 days. So, here's another chance.
Streamer luck.
I'm not gonna get it. Like, you know that already. Just from, like, statistical wise. There's, like, it says 6, but that means nothing. Considering everything else has a higher chance to. Okay. Let's do this. How dare you?
Work later. Chin is itchy.
Ow.
Oh my skill.
Out of ammo. Those track in a very weird fashion. Not gonna lie. I wasn't having that issue before. Luckily, I got 5 tries, and he's not that hard. I've never seen him curve that way. His bullets, like, went around the giant machine, and I'm like, what? What? It's fine, though.
The fuck? How? What? When did that happen? How did that happen? I was just looking at my YouTube analytics,
Yeah.
and episode 1 of my Skyblock series somehow at some point hit 400 views.
So I have a similar thing. Because my second episode of something hit, like, a few hundred, and I'm like, how?
How?
Why? Why that one? Why did that one take off? It was when I was grinding Jade for the second time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? I was showing off my build, but that was like first, I don't know, a few seconds.
My average watch times are pretty damn low, though.
I'm assuming bots hit.
Yeah.
That's what my assumption. But mine actually has like a few hours worth of view. So like, I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. How about that?
Stop right there.
Almost done my 80 ounces of coffee for the day.
You drink way too much fucking coffee. 80 ounces of coffee is fucking ridiculous, Nikki.
It's a 40-ounce cup.
Yes, so one should be enough. Or even half a one should be enough. Are you kidding me? Like the water I drink 2 16-ounce or 17-ounce friggin' water bottles every so often. And even then, I only drink about 2 of those. Like sometimes 3 a day, right? And that doesn't include like the, what is this, like 12 ounce? My pop can. 12, yeah. Of Mountain Dew I have in the morning.
Yeah.
You're drinking half of what I drink in just coffee. Just coffee. Nothing else. Just coffee.
I do drink water throughout the day as well.
Well, yes. I'm not saying you don't, but like, Nikki. Half of your intake of fluids a day is coffee.
So, according to Healthline,
Okay, uh-huh.
the recommended the safe amount per day
I'm loading.
is 945 milliliters,
Uh-huh.
which equals out to 31.95 fluid ounces.
Uh-huh. Weird how I'm like,
drinking
what you're
just
drinking.
over double the safe amount.
Because that doesn't even include the caffeine that's in your coffee, Nikki.
Oh no, that is including. That's
That is
400
including-
milligrams- That's
Yeah.
400 milligrams
You're-
of caffeine per day.
You're getting so
31.95.
much fucking caffeine. Like, very close to a non-safe amount of caffeine.
Oh, I guarantee what I'm drinking should be giving me heart attacks and heart trouble.
Like, well, it might not now, but it will eventually. It's gonna catch up to you. There's no, like, second guessing that.
To Ace's chat, just keep
I
in mind.
give her
and a
shit for
reminder
drinking
to
too much
Ace,
coffee.
I have also been technically drinking coffee since I was 1 year old, so.
I don't care how long you've been drinking it. You definitely weren't
once-
drinking 40 fucking ounces of coffee.
God, no. My mom made me mix a small amount into my bottles just to help relax me when she was told that it can help.
But it's one of those things, Nikki. It will catch up to you. Eventually. You're gonna
the
be
apocalypse.
40 and have a fucking heart attack.
Freeze.
I wouldn't doubt if I've already had one.
Or we could just not contemplate if you've already had one.
Knowing my fucking body, I probably have. Because some
You know.
people are lucky enough to not have adverse effects from it.
Well, yeah. And the way you drink coffee is not gonna be that way.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna have the first heart attack that physically makes me explode like a bomb.
I would say that would be funny, but it's not really funny at that point.
I'll just be at work. Someone will notice I'm shaking really bad. The next thing I know, I'm red mist.
Or not.
Like, yeah, they were starting to have the side effect, the symptoms of a heart attack, and then they just went poof.
It more bothers me because you're sitting there just like, oh, it's fine, and it's like, but it's not fine, Nikki. That's the problem. That is what
For
I'm
the
trying to
average
get at. Well, don't say the average person. Shut your mouth.
My man, I've
Nah,
survived
nah, nah,
ingesting
nah,
gasoline.
nah.
By accident,
Shut
but
your
I've
mouth.
ingested gasoline.
That is great that you survived those things. I'm happy
I am
you did. Don't testing fate. Just being like, oh well, I've survived this, and that was worse, isn't a good fucking way to look at it.
Oh, excuse me.
And you know it. Be like someone getting struck by lightning and going, you know, that I survived that, so I'm gonna shove this fork into a freaking electrical socket. I survived the thing that was worse, so this should be just fine.
If it makes you feel better. So my actual water bottle is 24 ounces, okay? I drink about 4 of these at work.
Well, yeah, because you're at work. You should be drinking water. That's not my problem. That doesn't make me feel better. That's not, like, that's not the issue we're running into. The issue we're running into is you're sitting there drinking 40 fluid ounces of coffee with caffeine. If it wasn't caffeinated, I wouldn't necessarily be too upset. It would be more like, why would you do this to yourself? But I already know that it has caffeine in it, and that caffeine is way too fucking much for what you fucking should be having. It would be like freaking chugging 4 monsters a day. Like, that isn't good for you. Like, at all. Like, when I was younger, I used to have like 2 a day, and I'm like, I don't like the way this makes me feel at all. So I stopped drinking it. And then I was like cutting back my caffeine, so I started drinking Mountain Dew, which has a moderate amount. But I have 1, maybe 2 a day. And it has what? Like, how many? I don't think it says on how much caffeine. Good.
Woo!
It should say on the cans. I'm gonna say that out loud right now. Hey, America, can we put fucking how much caffeine is in my can of soda?
Should on the back in the little print.
You would think so, but it just says caffeine. It doesn't tell me how much caffeine. And that's what I'm saying. I should be able to see how much caffeine I'm getting from this.
It normally should.
Because I drink Diet Pop, so like it literally has nothing in it.
Mm-mm.
And then like the caffeine part, it just says caffeine. It doesn't tell me how much caffeine. But caffeine's on the lower end of this. Oh, no, there it is. It's on the side. 54 milligrams. So I'm getting maybe 100. Maybe 100 out of the stuff I drink. So, Nikki. You get like double the amount you should be having a day. Which is bad for you, Nikki.
Okay.
Are you? You're having the heart attack symptoms. I told you, it was gonna catch up to you.
It's my lunch, actually. My lunch is attacking me.
Yeah, that's fair. See, Nikki knows half of this is just me giving her shit. The other half is actual concern.
Yep. Yep.
But it's fine, right? As long as you don't croak over and die, I guess we're fine.
I'm not allowed to die.
Not how that works. Death chooses whoever it wants, whether you want it to.
I'm not allowed to die because if I die, that's a big list of other people that die.
Yeah.
I've
Fine.
told a lot of people in my life that they're not allowed to die till I do.
Yeah, well. That's not how that works, right?
Well, you'd be fucking surprised.
No, it's not how that works. I could get hit by a train. Who knows?
Everyone I've said it to is still alive and kicking.
I don't mean shit. You know it. That don't mean shit. It's like telling my parents you can't die before me. And it's like, well, that's not how that works. It's just not. How are you yawning, miss? I've had so much caffeine.
You do know I have ADHD, right?
I don't give a fuck. It doesn't. For my brain, I'm just sitting there going, you've had so much caffeine, no matter what you're doing, you should just, even if you have ADHD, you'd be fucking awake. Like, there's no fucking way you're just sitting there going,
Caffeine
I can
has,
sleep now.
The chemical opposite effect on ADHD brain wiring.
I mean, I have ADHD, but I fucking have caffeine and it wakes me up, so I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I guess they did say it's not everyone with ADHD.
It's just one of those things that I sit there, Nikki, and just go,
The fuck?
shake my head. I just shake my head at you. I just shake my head. Okay, is it me or like this scene right here is very well painted until the top left-hand corner where it's like supposed to be bricks, but it looks just like a white slab.
I have no idea what you're looking at.
It was one of the load screen stuff, concept
Oh.
art, I believe. But like everything else is like extremely well painted and has like everything like highly detailed in it, and then it goes to that to like in the same damn thing to something that is like not painted whatsoever, and I'm like, ow. Give me the item, damn it.
Excuse me. Okay, that was a caffeine burp.
Oh, okay. You could tell the difference. There's a difference.
Oh God, yes.
Oh. New to me.
Hi, Wes.
Oh, hello.
It's
I've been here
Wesley.
the whole time.
Yeah.
I know.
You're just chilling.
He's just chilling, playing his game, listening to Ace chew me out.
I'm trying to get enough Jotun blood to get another person from my village.
Jotun. The Giants.
Oh god, there's a blood moon. Okay, time to get back.
Kill them all.
Ooh, there's a game for free. It's 100% off.
So I finished Magneto's questline, by the way.
Yay!
I got on with Brandon and his wife and played a little bit
How
last
dare.
night. Well, it was last night, and I was getting to the point
I
where the
was at
grind
work.
wasn't fun anymore.
Yeah.
So I was like, I am just gonna play something else for a little bit. And then I played Overwatch 2, which was also kind of fun. But also at the same time, the people I was playing with had an argument over batteries dying. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, both of you. Like, enough of that. Batteries died, so be it, shut your mouth. Like, it was the one time I was like,
That makes
telling
me think
both
of
sides to
people-
shut it the fuck up.
That's kind of like all the people bitching that you didn't beat Elden Ring if you used the mimic tier.
It's just nonsensical, right? It doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
And like, then they started name calling one another, and that's when I finally would like half yelled at them both to shut up. It's like, it's a video game. His batteries died. We would have lost anyway. Are you fucking kidding me? It does not matter. in the slightest if he would have been there or not. He would have died by the Genji jumping on him because that's what happened. Whether his batteries died or not, he would have been dead anyway. It doesn't matter. And like yelling at each other and calling each other names over like batteries dying is just stupid. It doesn't need to be there. Exactly. It's like, you guys are fucking adults. Let's act our age. And then both sides went quiet, and then shortly after that, it was just like, I don't like him getting angry.
Torbjorn.
Torbjorn.
Oh,
Yeah.
Torbjorn. Okay, I heard Torbjorn.
I
was
heard
like,
Torbjorn, yeah.
Overwatch?
Torbjorn.
I am a Torb.
I am a dwarf and I'm digging.
He's not digging a hole, he's setting up turrets now and shooting magma at you. You better start fucking running.
We're going with Thorbjorn because he's like both the
Thorbjorn.
most Viking names ever put together.
I'm still sad that Space Rock Galactic's new like bullet hell game is single player.
Yeah, it's pretty disappointing. I was expecting it to have the multiplayer as well, and then it didn't, and I'm like, oh, well,
Unless
it's
they're,
not gonna
like,
touch it
testing
then, you know?
Like unless they're testing the waters and then adding it later.
Maybe, but they're not really known for doing that. Not gonna lie to you.
The Necronomicon.
Oh God.
Lovecraftian cooking simulator.
Yeah, so this is the grind, everybody. This is the grind to get Gley before you hit hard mode. Which, I get it. I get it. I could be doing this easier by just going to hard mode. I don't want to be in endgame content before I get the character. When I'm just saying that out loud. I don't want to sit there and wait till endgame content to be able to actually play the character I want to play. So, now this is what we're doing until... The sad part is there's another part that requires a reactor. So I'm just kind of like, it's fine, I guess. I hope it's not 6%. I hope it's the 15 or something. Make it a bit nicer. But who knows at this point? I don't. I'm just trying my best not to lose my goddamn mind over it.
Oh, you failed horribly.
What do you mean I fail horribly?
You lost your mind yesterday.
That's beside the point. Today's a new day. Today's a new day. So it's fine. Today's a new day. It's not yesterday. I
4 new
just,
games
you know...
to record videos on.
Don't do that.
Oh, fuck.
That only has 20 seconds. I can wait 20 seconds.
I gotta pee. I'll be back.
And before anyone sits there and goes, well, you could just do it stealthily. Yes, that is an option, except I'm an electrified bunny that runs around at Mach speeds. I'm not doing it stealthily. I don't have the right character for that, and I don't have any want or desire to grind that character. Letting you know that right now. No want or desire to do so. There we go. Try again. Whoa, whoa, ready for the war. Coming down there outside the... It's fine, let's go. Doom. I just have a bear on my back drinking from a soda can. Hopefully the bear doesn't have too much caffeine. I don't need a Nicky on my back. I don't even think they were here to hear that, so... It's fine. Do, do, Do 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 do.
No chance.
All right, come on now. Give me the thing I need, please. Nope. Damn it. It's so disappointing when I see something else flash across that screen. Like, you have no idea.
I'm
Am I
very sorry.
gonna have enough of that? Yeah, I have enough for like 4 more runs. And then I gotta go grind the first area again, so. Just to get that currency. It's fine. I just wish it had more than a 6%. Or, like, there is an item that boosts it, but that's a 0.4% drop rate, so that ain't happening. So. Which the funny thing is, when I first started this, I got one of those, but it doesn't, it means nothing. Because it only gave it a 4 more percent, so it gave it, like, to 10% chance to drop, but it also boosts everything else chance to drop, so it's like, it really doesn't do anything for you. You know? It just doesn't do anything.
In a little bit, you'll have to hop on Fallout.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know, because it's fun.
It's fun to a point. I'm pretty burnt out on it because the new content, I played it, had a good time. There's nothing I really want to grind for in it right now.
God. So I've just gone to the world, and guess what the first event that I popped up is?
What?
Most Wanted, the one I've been trying to get into.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully it just started. Please just started. Yes!
I'm loading.
Oh, if I get this hat, then you definitely have to come in.
Take this.
Ace is about to get very angry.
What?
Ace is about to get very angry.
Why?
Doritos made something.
What?
Doritos made something.
Oh, did they now?
And this is real. It's probably super limited edition.
Uh-huh.
It's Doritos coffee chips.
Why? Why? Just
Caffeine
why?
infused Doritos.
No, you're kidding. They're not caffeine infused. I don't even think that's a fucking possibility.
I'm watching a guy who got
There's no
sent them.
fucking way those are actually They may taste like coffee. There's no way they're like infused with
Controversial
caffeine.
new coffee flavored chip. Well, coffee flavored. That doesn't
Yeah,
mean
okay.
infused.
There's no way that's like actually like infused with whatever. There's no way.
It's an Australian snack.
Yeah.
But what else?
Of course they
Wait,
came
there
up
was-
with it.
Apparently there was another controversial one for coriander.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, it's a seasoning, coriander.
Oh.
Commonly used as like a spice. It's also known as cilantro.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Coriander is the actual name of cilantro. Yeah, okay, so these are actually real, but I'm assuming it's just Trying to see if this is. So they got the smell and taste of coffee.
Yeah, that's not hard to do with flavoring now. They have a lot of coffee flavored, like candies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not too surprising they could do that for like chips and things.
I personally think that if it's literally just corn chip with the taste of coffee, that doesn't sound awful since corn chips themselves are such a weird taste anyway. A good weird taste, but like plain corn chips. You might be able to do it. The idea is because some people get woken up by just the smell of coffee, and I think that's what their idea is to like psychological, basically. Use psychology to help people get a boost in their afternoon when they need it. Plus your carbs.
Yes.
That could be why they came up with it. Besides, you know, more money.
Well, that's part of it.
Well, you can't even buy them. They're giving them away to like 25 packs a day throughout July.
Weird.
Oh!
Are you?
So, there's this content creator on TikTok who likes letting people know what's going on in the world, like big news stuff, right? And he's been helping cover the stuff that's going on with the various wars in the world, that like the big ones that tend to get over, like not getting proper info out. Yeah, NATO wanted to see him.
Oh.
NATO wants to talk to him in person, and I'm like, uh-oh.
So when he suddenly starts making content, or if he continues to make content and suddenly it's higher quality, I think we all know what happened.
It's like, Yeah, when you get the attention of a major thing like that,
Man. Hold up. Did I get it?
I don't know. What'd you get?
Sheriff's hat.
Nice.
he's trying to get you your cowboy fit.
Yeah.
And I also got something else. Oh, that's perfect. That is perfect for your outfit. Oh my goodness. I also got something called Gunter's Big Iron.
Ooh.
It's Nuka-Cola themed.
Oh yeah, yeah. I have the Nuka-Cola paint put on revolvers for some reason. I don't know where I got it from, but I don't remember doing
One of these
any.
Nuka-Cola events. Maybe.
A gambler ever has.
Alright, well that's two things. Cool.
And only time a gambler satisfied. He's on.
Out of my way!
Others tell you what you. It's fine.
Hold on, is spin the wheel going on at all? Let's go
Spin the
check.
wheel.
I like it because it gives me fucking tokens that I can use for cool shit.
I want to get off Mr. Bones Wild Ride. Okay.
Spin the wheel isn't going. Okay. I'm just doing events and stuff like that because there's a few that I haven't done at all.
Well, yeah. There's quite a few that I like. There's a lot there. There's a lot of events that I just never did because I really didn't care. Which there are some that can give pretty good shit.
Yeah.
Okay, are you fucking kidding me? This is going to absolutely make me angry. I got the 0.4% drop again, okay? I can get that easier than the fucking 6%. Are you fucking kidding me? I've gotten that twice now. What the fuck is this drop rate? Like, what is this? This is no longer like a fucking joke. Like, at first I was just like, whatever, I hate the grind, whatever. That's just fucking bullshit. What do you mean? I can get a 0.4% drop easier than the 6% or the 20%. What the fuck is that? What is, like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I hate it.
What I miss?
It's just dumb. What's up, Nikki?
I said existence is dumb.
Nikki walked away from their mic. I couldn't hear them.
Existence is dumb.
You're right. It just doesn't make sense, and it's pissing me off. It's so fucking dumb.
What's pissing you off? Are you
I
still
got
not
the
getting that item you
0.4.
need?
I got the 0.4% drop. Again,
Oh,
I can get that to drop more often than the 6%.
that's so weird.
It's starting to make me angry.
Yeah, I'm gonna start grinding Freyna myself.
I'm
Like,
Freyna's a lot easier to get than Gley.
yeah, Gley is difficult, and I get it. But now I get a 10% chance for the 6% this time. Fucking fantastic, I guess. God. It ain't, but the thing it is, it doesn't matter because it ups everything. Drop chance wise. So I'm sitting there going, it doesn't really matter that I got it because everything else gets upped along with the one thing I want.
Yeah.
Like, I wish what it did is I could choose with that item what gets buffed
Right.
for the drop
Like you
chance.
could put all
or
of your
something.
percentage
Yeah,
in
but let
on
me
that
put all
one
the
thing.
percentage on the one thing that I want. Instead of me
Right.
sitting here having to, like,
Grind it forever.
grind it and then sit there and go, well, my drop chance is only this now because bullshit, whatever. You know, I don't know. It's starting to actually make me angry though,
Yeah, I get
because
it, dude.
I have another part to grind that does the same process. So I'm not even done once I get this one. Like, there's a whole nother fucking section I gotta do. Like, I don't know. Feels kind of dumb that it just feels like the drop chance is broken. I'm gonna be honest.
It might honestly, it might just be a bug. I think it might, because especially if it's a 10% or 6%.
It's a 6%. If I get the 0.4% item, it becomes a 10% chance, which isn't a great fucking thing. Oh look, I got the same damn fucking little piece of fucking goddamn shit I've been getting the whole time. Wow, imagine that. It doesn't matter if I get that fucking item, but I've gotten that item more times than I have with the freaking 4%. It's just dumb. I don't understand it. I can't make it make sense. I'm also like running low on one of the other things. And I'm gonna have to go grind out the first void reactor thingy.
Valentine, I saw that message. You said buses, not bosses.
I hate it here.
There's like
Whenever you do the grind for the void fragments, let me know. I'll come with you.
Well, that's what I'm doing, like, periodically through the whole thing. Like, if I don't get it, that's the first step, is to get enough of the fucking fragments. But also, every area has a different fragment type, so depending on what you're trying to go for, it could have a completely different void fragments that you need. So, I exist right now.
Okay.
I got my skirt.
And I think it only makes me more angry than Warframes, only because, like, Warframe, I can go into a mission, right? And replay it as much as I want, as quickly as I want. And I have a higher probability of getting items than I do, because it's in its own
That sounded
loot,
like
like,
sarcasm.
section.
I apologize.
It's in its own loot section. You know what I mean? Like, Jade's parts aren't a part of the mission. It's part of killing the one person that has a chance to either drop arcane or the weapons or the part. And that's it. There's no bullshit in between that. There's no, like, oh, well, you have a chance to get these 6 other items here that have a higher likelihood of dropping. It's like, no, don't fucking do that. Let me select things. I'm still so angry I got the fucking 4%, the 0.4% drop rate. Like, come on. Bullshit, and you know it.
A heat incinerator? It's not what I wanted. Okay. Hello?
I had to go on a rant. I had to. So.
Do it.
Oh, I already did. That was the rant. Was just me bitching about how I could get a... Like, if people are thinking I'm lying about that, look at this. Acquisition chance. 0.4%. I've gotten that twice now. And on video, I've gotten it twice. Okay? I can get that to drop more often than the 6%. Doesn't make sense, logically.
No, you're right.
Hate it. I hate it here.
My character is hungry. I must feed.
Listen, Venom, chill.
No. All the rage. I'll have Carnage come out and just fucking, like, start killing everything.
Hey, yo.
You can't stop me.
I lost all my potatoes.
How dare you lose all your potatoes? Those were yours. How'd you lose them?
I'm sad. How long does it take to eat a drumstick?
Depends on the person. I've seen some motherfuckers just put the whole fucking chicken wing in their mouth and it, like, pull out the bone, and I'm like, stop that. That's fucking weird.
It's weird, but that's how I eat the drumstick.
No. Shut your mouth.
That's cursed.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
That's like,
That's
see,
fucking
Nikki, if you
cursed.
eat food like that, you need to just start doing mukbangs.
No, you missed me yelling at Nikki about her coffee intake.
Wait, we don't need to bring that up.
No, I'm gonna bring it up again. They have, like, almost double the amount of caffeine you should have daily. Because they drink 40
point.
ounces of coffee.
The autism is strong with this one.
So, the recommended dosage of caffeine that is safe for the adult human is 31.95 fluid ounces. I drink about 80.
Well, you have to look at milligrams of caffeine. You can't look at ounces because
No, that's-
31,
yeah.
31.95 fluid ounces is 400 milligrams of caffeine.
Are you drinking drip coffee?
Yeah.
I am drinking standard brewed coffee from, yeah, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes,
Alright. If you have ADHD or autism and are unmedicated, it's also a really great regulator. So is nicotine.
I am very much ADHD.
But, you know,
Diagnosed
it's fine.
Where everything happens.
They
right
just will have a heart attack at 40.
See, I still like my theory. My heart attack will cause me to turn into pink mist.
Why? Why is that better? Why is that a better theory?
Because I give trauma to whoever sees it. Not because I'll go down in history as the first person to turn into red mist from coffee overdose.
Spontaneously combust into just blood air.
Yeah. That is their goal or whatever theory on it.
I'm loading.
And I'm just sitting there going, why is that a better theory than having a heart attack? Why do you want to continuously combust into smoke?
Because I don't want to die normal and boring.
You say normal and boring, but death isn't normal nor is it boring.
Death is very normal.
Well, death is normal, but it definitely ain't boring depending on who's dying. And who's around. Or how it's being done. There's so many variables on it. But I also think things too, I think about things too much, so just ignore me.
What?
What?
He overthinks.
Me overthink? Never.
I was making a joke.
Shh. Alright. Got enough of the fragments, now to go. Fucking do the thing. Again. Try to get it.
What the
Again.
fuck was that?
What was what? Which part?
I'm in abiotic factor, and I heard what sounded like a very low guttural growl, and I was like, I've never heard that sound before.
Good luck.
Didn't like that. It wasn't the robot. They don't growl. They make machine noises.
No. I didn't get the Brandon stabilizer yet. I have her blueprint.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got one of her parts. I got several people's, like, blueprints, and I'm just kind of sitting there going, but I don't want any of them.
Not who I want.
The one character I do want is not fun. Not fun to grind for. At least not on
I still love the way
normal.
the Korean voice actors say Gley's name. Gley,
Gley.
Gley, Gley,
Yeah.
Gley. They almost, it almost sounds like they're saying gray. Gley. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. But the Korean voice acting's really good.
Well,
They definitely
I would hope so, considering it's a Korean-made game, but What do I
The
know?
only gripe I have is that I think it's the what's the stunning beauty? She moans when you hurt her,
Yeah,
like when you stun her.
yeah.
She's like,
I
ah!
would.
And I'm like,
I
why?
would, 'cause I
You're
can't hear it.
you're a fucking giant mech. Why are you moaning? Please stop.
Please continue. I mean, what?
Can you just call me a giant man?
Giant mech.
Oh,
Mech.
giant mech. Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
you're a
and
giant
like,
robot. Quit moaning.
like it would be cool if there was like a robotic like like with a bunch of like different voices layered on top of it, and it'd be like this weird like metallic robot voice. But the fact that it's just like moaning, I'm just like, oh,
Oh.
all right, pop off.
Pop off, Queen.
Give it to me.
Oh,
Nope.
man, I
Same
did the
item
direction with
again.
Fury.
Hmm.
It's a quote from Adventure Time.
Ah.
Gen on, man, I dig your directionless fury.
I love Adventure Time.
I haven't seen it in a really
You know
long
what
time.
this
I need to
reminds
actually
me
watch
of?
it.
Hmm.
A slower paced Outriders.
Ha.
Yeah.
But good.
With not as cool of power ups.
Outriders was fun. I enjoyed it.
It was fine. Everything was fine until you hit the end of the game, and then they're like, oh, here's this thing that doesn't mean anything to grind for. Literally nothing. It does nothing for you. And then they just dropped it, and it's like, okay.
Here's a
Yeah.
DLC.
I
We
still-
will never
I
touch
still-
it again.
I still enjoy it
Oh
quite
yeah.
a lot.
It's not like it's a bad game by any means. It's just, it didn't hit the promise that the company set for it,
Mm-hmm.
which leads into, like, just no one playing it all of a sudden.
What is it?
Yeah.
Like a looter shooter.
Outriders.
You create a character, you select a class, you kill things to get different guns, different loot, stuff like that. But then, like, there's also a story to it, and that's all fine and dandy up until literally, like, the ending is like, okay, and we're done. And then it's like, oh, but there's this thing that you can grind, like, this, like, arena based like activity to get better gear, and I'm like, what's the point of the better gear if this is literally the only thing I have left to do?
Yeah, and then, well, I do like the game. They ended up putting the true fucking story ending behind the DLC.
Yeah, they locked in at the ending of the game behind a DLC. So
I had it, so
Yeah.
because I played it right as it first came out, and then I didn't touch it after that.
I think
bad
I bought
have a-
that one that came with the thing of if any DLC came out for it, I would get it automatically.
Yeah,
You know, back when they used to do that shit.
and that's not how that works anymore. You see that season pass bullshit? Yeah, that's the new way gaming is going. Sorry to tell you.
Playing Fortnite.
I blame just the industry and within itself. I don't even think it's just one like game in particular that set it off. I'm just pretty sure they just want money. Like, okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, hear me out. The new Assassin's Creed coming out has a mission that explains why everything's happening. It's like a prequel mission.
Mm-hmm.
They have a season pass, and hey, here's all this content that's going to be coming out, which means they have it ready and prepared. And they took the full game and chopped it into bits to sell you a $140 edition of it. Because only in that $140 edition do you get that prequel mission, which means they took a mission that makes things make sense of why things are happening and said, we're going to lock it behind a paywall. And that's not a new thing. They've done that with every fucking game that's been coming out. Ubisoft is just sitting there just like, we can just milk the money out of things. The same thing is happening with Star Wars Outlaws. There's a whole mission behind the season pass, and behind an extreme not even necessarily paywall. Yeah, it's just like, why make your games that way? Because they're doing it on Star Wars, because the name Star Wars, anyone will pay it. But I'm sitting there going, why?
Make Star Wars into like EVE Online. Like I don't know why they didn't just do that.
I want
Oh,
a.
God, an Eve
So here's the thing.
style.
For Star Wars, here's what I want for Star Wars. Get the fuck away from the same fucking 3 movies. Get away from it.
Oh.
There's no Empire, none of that bullshit. Every single goddamn time they make a new trilogy, it's, oh, here's this fucking Empire of some sort. Oh, here's the Republic of some sort. Oh look, they're fighting. Oh look, Jedi, Sith are involved, and that's it. That is their story premise.
Well, that's because they
Out
know
of
the same fucking
Well,
story.
yeah,
over and
I'm
over
sitting there
again.
going, you guys have an unlimited amount of planets and star systems and places to go. You literally have, like, light travel. And you're telling me not a single person said, huh, an empire's taking over? Fuck that, I'm just gonna leave. Not a single one, like, person left that galaxy because it say, fuck that? Are you kidding me? Like what?
Imagine creating a series where it's like you inhabit an entirely new place. Like they could make a
Exactly.
survival crafting
They
game
could-
where it's like No Man's
Like,
Sky, but
They
the
could
premise
take
is
it.
Star Wars.
Yeah, they could take Star Wars, the concept, and just run with it. But no company has ever done that, because for some reason they sit there and see how well, like, the original trilogy did, and then the second, like, 3
I gotta say, I
prequels.
know we're talking about games,
And I'm
but
like,
it kind of makes me glad
God.
that we're getting that Lego TV series for it, where it's like this rando person find. So bear in mind, it's Lego Star Wars, right? It's not gonna take itself too seriously.
No, but
But I like the premise of how this person finds this cloth, and it just fucking reversed everything. The good guys that we're knowing, they're now bad guys.
well,
We
yeah.
literally
Why?
get Darth Jar
But
Jar.
here's the thing with that, Nikki.
Yeah.
Why is it that a Lego movie is going to be the best Star Wars thing to come out in the last 10 years?
Right? It's not even a movie. It's a full series. It's a full TV series.
So, like, my thing is, like, with Star
Oh, no,
Wars,
I get-
right?
I get what
They
you
could
mean.
go
Like,
anywhere. Encounter new species of people and, like, all that. But instead of doing that, hey, let's build an empire and a rebel faction and have have multi-million-dollar fucking budgets where they should theoretically just crush the opposition, and somehow the underdog having a Jedi on their team makes them like this unstoppable force, when in reality buckshot can fucking kill a fucking Jedi better than lasers. Like, come on. Don't give me that shit. Don't give me that shit. Give me something new. Give me something new out of the Star Wars. You don't have to come up with this amazing, like, AAA, like, oh, this is an amazing storyline. You don't even have to fucking do that. Just don't do the things that have been done several thousand times now. Just go do your own thing with it. Grab the IP, buy the balls, make something new.
by the.
Like, come on. It's not that hard.
Oh,
Come
Oh
up
my
with an
God.
original idea. That is why Star Wars Jedi Survivor and stuff like that did so well. Because they sat there and went,
that caught me off.
let's do something new with it. And even then, it wasn't all that new, because it was like, they still had the fucking Empire. They still had all the enemies there. They still had all that bullshit. But at the same time, it brought a new level of, like, oh, well, now you're following a Jedi who isn't a god. He can easily be fucking hurt because he's new. And just that concept alone should have been taken way fucking further than it was. But it wasn't. Just wasn't. And for every,
I finally have a
Everyone that's gonna watch this VOD back and suddenly like they're like, "Is he okay?" Yeah, I'm fine. Trust me. I just wish that because everything's
You
being
guys watch
remade
Star
nowadays.
Wars.
Well, everything's being remade, right?
Yeah.
Like everything, everything I used to watch as a kid is being remade. But then they sit there and either just do the literal same thing, and I'm like, why? You grabbed an IP that has such unlimited tap like potential, and then you sat there and said we're doing none of that. Why? You could do so much with it. Why are you limiting yourself by doing that? It just, I don't know. I feel like they could come up with these like way better ideas. But
I just killed Greg.
hell yeah,
Yay!
kill dragons.
No, I killed Greg.
Greg.
Oh, Greg. Yay, Greg.
I was gonna say, what dragon would have been an
Dragon.
game that I'm playing right
Fucking no.
now?
Okay,
Well,
to be fair, you
be
were
fair,
playing
that's
fucking Asuka the last thing because I didn't think you got on. So, bear in mind, that's where I thought you were still.
To be fair, one of the bosses kind of looks like a weird dragon thing.
Well, they look more like the Gears of War enemies. I'm gonna be honest. They look like whatever those are called.
The locust.
Yeah, the locusts. A lot of the enemies of the main faction look
by the
like
way,
that.
I didn't know that Gears 5 had playable Berserker DLCs, one of them being Spartans from Halo.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. After 3, that franchise just like isn't great.
Yeah, this new game, I guess, is...
The new game I have interested because they sat there and went backwards in time to when everything was happening to start with. And that has my attention. That looks like fun. I don't even care that they brought in like the same character. They could have brought in brand new characters. I don't really care.
Yeah.
But do something different than drag out the same war that's been going on when we bombed them with a like ultra nuke or whatever, and it did nothing. And it's like, okay, end. Whatever you did didn't matter because everyone like humanity's gonna die anyway. And then they sat there and tried making it story like, well, this person's related to the Locust Queen in some way or whatever. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? Shut your mouth. Oh, well, you're playing as Marcus's son, who's a fucking little bitch about everything. Oh, God. He was such an insufferable character. Like, he just was. And I don't know why they made him that way. Can I say, like, when that game came out, a lot of other games came out with, like, protagonists that were just insufferable to be around? Like, they made him non-likable on purpose, and I'm like, why? If I'm gonna be playing this fucking character, make them at least somewhat, like, enjoyable, or, like, give them a reason they're being that way, other than them just being a little bitch baby the whole time. Like, come on, give me something. Because what was it? It was a PlayStation game that came out a few years ago. Forsworn or something. And the main character was just like bitching about her having to like do things. And I'm like, you have fucking superpowers. What the fuck do you? Yeah, that one. She was so fucking insufferable the entire goddamn time, and I'm just like, why is that the new like thing? Why is that the new like? Oh, we gotta make our game edgy. Let's make our character insufferable to play or to like. Like, if you want people to play your game, you gotta make a protagonist that people like.
Can I get a game with more characters?
Or something.
Like
I don't know.
The lady from the one Devil May Cry game. Not lady, but she was driving the van and she sniffed the demon arm that Dante passed her.
What about her?
Passed her. I want more characters like her.
Oh, yeah. Like, I don't
also,
know.
can we agree that that was really strange? She just sniffs the fucking art.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. That character in a nutshell is just kind of weird to begin with. So like questioning why she's doing things is kind of a. You're not gonna get very far with that because she's just
Like,
gonna do it
I didn't even
anyway.
get to play that Devil May Cry game, but like she automatically became my favorite character just because of
She
how
definitely was
fucking weird that
interesting. Not gonna lie.
Also, for those that did play, was she human? She didn't seem
Yeah.
human to me.
Yeah, she's human.
Okay. There's something about her that didn't strike me as human.
Yeah, no, she's human. She's just weird.
There was a lot of strange characters in that game, to be fair.
Well, and that's why, like, with the new Monster Hunter that's coming out that has like Devil May Cry like
character design.
character designs, I'm really hoping they took that weirdness into Monster Hunter.
I think they did, because like it's also like our first truly open Monster Hunter.
Well, we'll see about that. They say a lot of things. Monster Hunter always kind of overpromises things. we will see, because that's what Monster Hunter World was supposed to be as well. And then they realized there was an issue with that, so they made maps.
The segmented.
And then they made like one in the DLC that was smaller size but had everything involved. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I also like my trust in like developers has been broken the last few years to the point like until the game comes out, like you're not gonna say anything that gets me to pre-order or do any of that anymore. Like developers overpromise to the point it's like it's just not.
And I'm part of the problem with pre-orders because I bitch about Pokemon games, but I always.
But then you buy them.
It's like,
See, I haven't bought a Pokemon game in fucking forever. My friend buys them for me because he's like, well, I want you to play with me. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, but I'm not going to buy it because I'm not going to. And then it's in my inventory. It's like, I can't stop them from buying me things. Clearly, everyone else in the Discord agrees. I can't stop you guys from doing it. You're going to do it whether you want to or not. Yeah.
You must suffer.
But I don't know. It's just one of those things. You know? I just. With the way the developing of games, I'm more excited for indie games now because they are actually like more.
Most indie games are better than any AAA
Well, yeah,
game that's
they're
been released in the last 5
like
years.
that's the thing. Like Abiotic Factor runs better. The graphics aren't as good, but it has a story that's cohesive to follow that is interesting.
Oh, and plus,
And I can play with
visuals,
friends and all that. It's like a visual, like aesthetic choice.
Yeah, it's a choice. Like,
And so like AAA games are coming out with like, oh, we got the most realistic graphics. I'm like, so you spent all your money on that, so it's gonna be trash and everything else. Because that is apparently how we're doing things now.
Right, I don't think Baldur's Gate 3 was even made in Unreal 5, was it?
No,
It was made in
it
Unreal
was
4.
before. Yeah, it was Unreal 4. And
And
like, if a game developer can take their time like they did, and make games like they did, they made their money's worth. More than made their money's worth.
Baldur's Gate and V Rising are good examples of something.
Yeah,
About, like,
they
the
are.
love that went into a game.
If
And
you
the reason I
actually
bring
care
that up-
about the games that you're making,
Well,
then
if you
it
give me a
works.
sec, I can explain what I mean. Okay. So, both of them are isometric, right? They're that 2.5D. They're the freaking camera angle from the sky.
There you go.
think
Isometric
that's
view
it.
is correct.
Yeah, yeah. But you can tell from a graphic standpoint that they put a lot of love in because you get these people that make first-person camera mods as well as like keyboard control movement mods, and the game looks like it was designed to be first-person when you go into that first-person view because you're seeing everything in detail, and it still looks as good as it did from the sky.
Yeah. Well, and then on top of that, like, for me, the game companies with thousands and thousands of workers working on the same thing, right? The problem with that is each one of them is trying to put something into the game,
Ouch.
and then it gets over full, and then they gotta cut things instead of taking their time and actually like fleshing it out. My biggest thing, like with Ubisoft games, you make large open worlds that have some stuff to do, but then since you did that, the overall arcing story and everything that should be more important to a single player game then is lost. Because now I'm sitting there like in, what was it, Valhalla, Assassin's Creed. I love the story, except for the fact when I get locked out of story because I need to sit there and level my character and weapons and things. Like, that is not at all what Assassin's Creed is. That is not at all what your games were like years ago. That's why I didn't play Odyssey, because like it was like, oh, play like 1 or 2 story missions. Sorry, you're 5 levels below. Go grind needless bullshit to get to the point where you can play.
This is an action RPG now, bitch.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's not. It's a story-driven fucking game, and it always has been. Stop giving me like, oh, well, you gotta go grind now. No, don't. It's a single-player game. Fuck off. I don't want to sit there and grind. I just want to play the story. Because like the final like few missions of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I didn't do because they're like, well, now you got to be max level with max rank gear in order to access this mission, and I'm like, then I just.
Valhalla, the one that had the weird glitch,
The what glitch?
where you fought a Fenrir. Was that
Yeah. Yeah, that's Valhalla.
The one where when it goes to kill the NPC, it just turns into a statue, basically.
Yeah.
With a body hanging up its mouth.
Yeah.
How do I dismantle stuff? Just mark it as junk, right?
Mark it as junk
Yeah.
and then hold right trigger.
I usually just hold shift to mark everything as junk, and then get rid
Yeah.
of it.
Oh, Ace.
What's up?
Abiotic factor. I leveled up my strength enough. I can use heavy weapons finally.
Nice.
How do
Which
I
is
get
handy
other descendants if I've got the stuff? Where do I go?
The research lady.
Oh.
That's
Okay.
all I can.
Oof,
There's a
that was
research
major
lady.
lag.
That's all I can tell you.
Quest line will
sorry.
take you there, Robbie. If you keep playing the quest line, it'll take you there to make
Yeah,
money.
it will, once you collect, Bunny's code from the Grave Warden, it will tell you, hey, go over here,
Grave
build
Warden
Bunny.
sounds better by Grave Walker.
What is it called?
Grave Walker.
Whatever.
But Grave Warden sounds better.
Same thing. Kind of.
Oh, your voice cracked.
Oh, no. Their servers are dying.
What?
Their servers are dying.
Uh-oh. I meant if you're talking about what I just said.
No, no, no.
You can spawn all you want, little portal. Go away. I have portal suppression units. Fuck you.
Okay, I can't hurt him all of a sudden.
Uh-oh.
But he can still shoot me, that's for sure. There we go. Now it caught back up. I think. Okay. God. Alright.
You know, I just sit here and wonder how old the people who are playing this game with me sometimes are. I'm just like, am I playing with a bunch of children, or...
Bro, sometimes. It does feel that way sometimes. You're not wrong.
Hmm.
Mm. Um. Do 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 do.
Oh, wait, there's another. I hate the shelter, especially when you have like lower level people with you.
Yep.
Freeze.
Yeah, some of the missions are like not designed for like lower level like frames, and then people do it anyway. Or like they don't change their mods out to like match the stuff going, you know, like resistances you're supposed to have here, or vice versa.
You can get an all resistances module anyway and just level it up.
Yeah, or something. I don't know. Do something other than nothing.
Nice.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
My shield is down.
How dare you?
Loading. Take this.
Getting absurd very quickly.
Loading.
If not friend, why friend shaped? Damn, I keep forgetting how big the Japanese giant salamander is. Yeah, sure, it's got giant in the name, but when you think of an animal, especially a salamander, you don't expect it to ever get that big. When Brock is concerned, everyone should be concerned. So this is a couple scenes directly from the first season of Pokemon. Would you be a doctor talking to Nurse Joy? Would you be interested in going out for pizza Saturday night? You talked to me about pizza after our work meeting. Well, I can't blame a guy for trying. Brock, I don't like this guy. He sounds like me. That is disturbing. Meaning this whole time, Brock has been self-aware about how he's acting around women.
Yeah. He knew what he was doing.
Did you ever hear the fan? So, during Orange Island series, there was a gold duck that had the same personality as Brock, like flirting with women and all that.
Yeah.
And so there was a fan theory for the longest time that, for a brief moment, Brock was the trainer of that gold duck.
Yeah.
and it just picked up on his mannerisms. Because around this point, Brock wasn't traveling with Ash and Misty anymore. He had stayed at the island where they dropped off the gold-silver ball, the GS ball. And so it's like, it's an interesting theory for sure.
Sure, it's interesting. I don't know how accurate it is, but who knows? At this point, Pokemon's
To be
just kind
fair,
of weird.
after a while, Brock kind of stopped being a strictly rock ground type trainer anyway.
They all did.
That's because he started becoming a breeder.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, his Happini is not normal
Why do you say that? It was
because it
fine.
picked up an entire frozen lake.
Yeah. Got it.
That thing could body Arceus.
Yeah. Arceus needs to not be a little bitch then.
Ace over here spinning fast.
Fine, don't worry about it. He just sucks a child into the past and goes, figure it out. I don't know.
Oh,
That
yeah,
might be a
Arceus
little
Arceus.
fucking... Might need a little help with that. My guy, I don't think you should send children in the past to fix things for you. You could have
Me and one of
sent
my
anything
coworkers-
else.
One of me and my coworkers yesterday were talking about consoles and shit.
Loading.
And we were pointing out how in some ways the Switch, like the current version of the Switch, isn't as underpowered as it seems, but at the because well, you gotta understand, Ace, when you're playing in handheld, right, it is running 1080p 30 FPS, and on very select games, 60 FPS. Very select. What ultimately is the major downfall from my perspective is how poorly executed the docking station. Because the docking station does not work the way a lot of people thought it did. It is not doing, you know, like with the PlayStation and the Xbox, it's a direct feed, right?
Yeah, it's not a
on-
direct feed.
It's not direct feed. It's blowing it up.
Yep,
And
which is
that's
why it looks
on the
bad.
TV, it looks bad. If
Yep.
it had a proper functioning docking station that did direct feed and didn't blow up, I think more people would have actually liked the Switch than
Maybe, but here's my rebuttal with that. If the games weren't trash on it and ran like
Oh,
fucking like non-existent
Are you?
on a Switch, I think that's what killed it. Visuals wise, people can forgive if the game runs fine. But the fact that like Doom got put on Switch and it ran like trash.
Hold on. I didn't hear anything. My Discord crashed for a moment.
Oh, yeah, I was saying that, like, the fact that they, like, put Doom on, like, fucking Switch and it ran like trash, or, like, other games and it ran poorly, it's
No,
underpowered.
I get you. I get, like,
In that aspect, it is underpowered.
for, like,
Visually wise, they needed to do a direct link to make it look nicer.
Because my examples were not games like like the newest Dooms, like Doom Eternal and all that.
Well, you say new, but that was 2012.
So I just got
Not 2012. 20. When was that? Fucking 2019. Something like that.
See, that is new because
By the
I
time,
was referring to
you know.
Breath of the Wild, because that in handheld it runs.
I'm
in
gonna be
most
it, Nikki.
areas between 30 and 60. and
Yeah,
that's
you're
still
right.
beautiful.
Except for the fact there's literally nothing in between the places.
Except
You can
see
argue
the
with me, but there's
dragons.
not.
There's environmental stuff. You can see the
Yeah,
giant
environmental
bird.
stuff, yes. I'm saying
Yeah, that's-
on the map that you are in, not environmental. They're like, if they were to try to do Breath of the Wild, but then do like, let's say, like an Assassin's Creed thing where every like few steps there's stuff, the game would have ran like crap.
I will argue that the grass is awful in that though.
Like I said, there's caveats to like what they
But-
did
but I'm
because
referring
the
to,
system
like,
itself. If they were to put Breath of the Wild on, let's say, Xbox, right? They could have made that game look, run, and have way more in it than them being on Switch.
Yeah.
So then it's an underpowered system.
Well, yes and no, because like it all comes down to handheld versus docked though too.
Well,
'Cause-
the dock mode doesn't do anything for it. It's still the system itself, whether it's docked or not.
Mm,
All it does
Well,
is blow it up. You said it yourself. It's
yeah,
not a
well,
direct link.
Yeah, it's not a direct link, but it's still.
But
putting
it's
out
still the
power to
system.
Blow it up. Yeah. Oh, bye.
But it's not doing the power to blow it up because that is the stand, not the console.
Well, there's no programming like Ace. The dock doesn't have any circuitry.
Yes, it does. Otherwise, there'd be
not
no
a motherboard.
motherboard. No, but you don't need a motherboard to blow up a.
The only
An image.
circuitry that is inside the docking station would be the equivalent of an HDMI cable.
Yes, and that's why it just gets
Meaning
blown
the
up. Mhm.
system would still need to output into that blow up. Meaning
Yeah,
it still needs to
but
put in the work to blow
It
up.
also turns off its screen, right? So it's not running two screens
not
at once.
Always.
Not
I can
always.
vouch for that,
I don't know.
Ace.
I've never had my dock light up as if it's still
I
active.
don't know why it. Well, mine will sometimes do it, but I think it's more of a like.
But
an
even
occasional-
with that being the case, Nikki, that still doesn't excuse the system.
No. To be fair, I'm not excusing. trying to
Well,
excuse the system. I'm
You're
trying
saying it's not
to-
underpowered, but it is.
I'm saying it's not underpowered because there's. We have to blame the people that aren't trying to use the system to its fullest.
What do you
Not
mean?
a single game has tried to properly utilize every aspect.
So let's just say Doom, for example, right? Didn't try to do that. They had to downgrade everything to get it to work on Switch, and they did put it at its max, what they could run on Doom.
I don't know, cause like I've seen some of the test stuff, and for a lot of the games that got ported to the Switch, and maybe it's just because of the way my vision works, but I don't normally see that big of a difference.
Well, I'm not even talking about visual-wise, Nikki. I'm talking about how games run on the system itself, not visually. Just how they run on the system itself. They
That's
lag.
another-
They have issues.
That's another thing I don't normally end up noticing. When someone tells me there's lag, I expect something
Like,
similar
with-
to.
Like the new Pokemon that came out. Even you were agreeing that it was bad.
For certain areas.
And that my theory like still stands. The console, if that game, even they didn't change anything about it, except that it was running on Xbox, that game wouldn't have done any of the stutters it was doing.
Well, that's kind of like why I
Or
kind
PC.
of want Nintendo to stop making consoles, or at least start going back to actual consoles.
So the system
Actually,
itself is underpowered
Well, again,
comparatively to Xbox and PlayStation and PC.
because like I'm very much a visual person, and like if a game for me is not visually lagging in a way that it affects how I can play the game, I unfortunately don't normally see it.
Which is
Like-
fine. I'm not even talking about visuals right now.
No, for me that's visual. How a game runs, it's all visual. If I can still play it in a way where it feels like I'm playing it, like when you say lag, that is all visual for me. because, well, yes and no. I have two types of lag that I notice. Input lag, meaning if I'm walking and it's taking a moment for that walk cycle, or like FPS lag.
Yes,
Scarlet
and
and Violet
like Scarlet and Violet had both.
FPS. Yeah. Well, I had no input lag.
I had both in it.
I had the visual FPS like lag issues, but that was for the areas that everyone else was experiencing, especially the look north,
Well, and that's what I'm trying to get at, Nikki.
which they fixed.
Is yes, that stuff was in there, but if that same game was put on Xbox, it wouldn't
Oh,
have
no,
those
no.
issues.
No, I will say, like, I'm not trying to disagree for that. Like, if they were on like the Xbox and PlayStation, I'm not disagreeing on that. Especially because comparatively, yes, they are superior content. But that's fucking on Nintendo. Fuck Nintendo. When you were talking about, I'm not good at explaining things, and it sucks. Especially things like this.
Well, I'm just like sitting here going, you're calling it not underpowered system, but it definitely is. Like, in just the sense of the word, if I compare it to any other console that is out right now, it is underpowered.
See what I'm trying to. Oh, especially with what's out right now, yes.
Well, even at the time, like my Xbox One could play games way better than it could.
Because the only way I can explain this does not make sense, even if I vocally. Like in my head, it makes sense, but I know if I vocally say it, it won't. Fuck. The way I am interpreting what you mean by lag, remember when I was talking about Dark Souls on the Prepare to Die edition?
Oh, what?
Do you remember what I said about that? How when I tried to play it, it felt like it was all in slow motion.
Yeah.
That's how I'm interpreting what you mean. That's why I'm struggling to explain.
Okay,
None of the games that I've seen run, like Doom Eternal, are like that, is what I was trying to say.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about visuals. I'm talking like if I
Oh no, I
run around the map and I rubber band, that's also that's also lag. Or if I'm running into a section and I freeze because it's struggling to load, it is struggling lagging behind the system.
Okay, yes. That's why I was saying, like, I was misinterpreting.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Like, game runs.
Yeah, and then I was sitting there talking about like the fundamentals of the game itself.
Like rubber banding and freeze. Okay.
If the console like
See, I've never had that.
like I've had it every fucking game I boot up on my fucking Switch.
Because even Scarlet and Violet didn't do that to me, like freezing and rubber banding.
Yeah, it did. You complained about it.
No, I complained about stuttering. There's a difference.
There isn't. The stuttering is because the game can't handle the load capacity it's trying to load.
No, for what we literally just said, rubber banding, which is going back to where you were just at because of lag, versus stuttering. Stuttering is the camera stuttering.
Yes, which
Not
is
your-
also part of the game loading what's to your left and right.
Yeah,
And
I
it
was
struggles to do that.
but I wasn't having rubber banding.
Yes, you can not have rubber banding. That does not mean that the game was running
freezing.
phenomenally.
I had the.
You had that, which is a similar issue to everything else
I
I'm talking about.
guess. But like.
And if I put it on a console that has more capacity for games, it wouldn't have those issues.
I will play devil's advocate here, though. Actually, for at least for Scarlet and Violet, on PC, those issues are gone.
Yes.
People have hacked it onto their Xbox Series X and PS5s, like getting emulators for it. It did not run better.
No, it definitely did not. There's also another
And-
issue to all this, and that's Game Freak thinking they can get away with
Well,
just
Actually,
whatever.
In the case of the next gen consoles, what the issue turned out to be was they were just like how, like, if let's say Mark, he has like one of the best computers right now, most likely, right? Markiplier,
Mm-hmm.
because money. um, because so his computer is going to be really fast now. Newer computers do. They get faster and faster. That was the issue that the Series X and PS5 had for Scarlet and Violet when people played it on emulators.
Well,
They were too
yes.
fast.
Yeah, because the game isn't designed for it.
No.
But the problem is they
Which
designed
is
it for the,
ironic, though.
yes,
like,
they designed it for the Switch and it ran like shit on the Switch. But yeah, it was designed to be there.
Well, no, like, because it's ironic because I'm a couple generations behind on my internals, right, for my computer.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd still say I'm quite a bit faster than the Switch.
You are.
And yet I wasn't having the issues people had when they tried to play it on their Xboxes. And it was like, what?
Well,
I should be...
the emulator on an Xbox shouldn't be a thing either.
I guess, yeah.
So, like, they're also forcing a whole nother program, so I don't... I'm saying, like, as...
No, I get what you mean.
Like,
I'm starting
the console,
to, I'm
yeah.
starting to
Yeah. As the
starting to get what
console
you mean.
itself, when I compare my
guess-
Switch internals, not even
I
like
guess
game-wise, just the internals itself, and go to my PC or my Xbox, it's underpowered comparatively to both of them.
I guess I was just like looking at the library of games that were originally made for it, I guess. Like before the newer stuff, mind you, like for its generation. Ah! Fucking I wasn't paused and the layout spawned behind
So
me.
that's funny.
So I'm surprised it took that long for it to spawn behind me. But yeah, I guess for the time it came out, I was looking more at the games that were made for it at its time.
Because by the time Nintendo comes out with the Switch 2,
Which is rumored to be the Xbox One and PS4 equivalent.
yeah, it's gonna be not as powerful as everything else coming out all of a sudden, because they're taking too long.
Which I'm hoping that the rumors about it being next gen is more likely than the Xbox One PS4.
I mean, I hope so as well, because I do want, like, them to be successful.
Well, 'cause the biggest
But the way they're doing it
that
is just
they-
not
the
correct.
biggest rumor that I'm excited for, because it's the one that hasn't been debunked by Nintendo yet, was that they're getting rid of the handheld aspect, meaning it's going to be a standard at-home console.
They need a GameCube.
Well, that's the thing. If they had brought back on all the people that worked on the GameCube, the Switch would have blown everything out of the water. Because the game, their best consoles.
Out of my way!
Because, like, you look at some of the visuals. That was what, 480p?
Yeah.
At least. If you look at that, and this isn't rose-tinted glasses, you can look at it on an actual, like, modern TV. And let's say Mario Sunshine. I know that game was designed to look pretty. It still holds up pretty well today.
Yeah, well, a lot of the
Luigi's
GameCube
Mansion.
stuff
Yeah,
holds
a lot
up today.
Of them do.
And
And
that's
that's
the
not
thing,
rose-colored
is
glasses
that's,
either, like-
I think, why I'm so disappointed with the Switch. I have one. I still have
Oh,
it.
same.
But I'm sitting
Yeah.
here going, I don't play anything on it. I just don't.
Like,
Because it
are you
just,
still alive?
it does, like, if I had to choose a game for my Xbox or my Switch, I'm choosing my Xbox.
Yeah.
Or, like, there's no, like, games for me personally.
I getcha.
On my Switch that I'm gonna sit there and be like, oh yeah, the only thing that's there is Pokemon, and even then, the last one they made, I'm just, like, they broke my trust in them. So now I gotta, like, see how the next one is before I even contemplate getting it.
One of the weirdest things for me, and I know it had its issues too. How the fuck was Legends Arceus visually better than Scarlet and Violet? how?
Because,
Like, there was more to do.
well, there was, but think about it. The areas were much smaller. Everything was blown up a little bit bigger.
They both had their issues with
They both
Pokemon.
had their issues, but the one ran better because there wasn't as much open field of and spawning of
Well,
creatures.
well, yes and
Because
no.
you look at Arceus, it's bigger. Everything is bigger. Right?
Oh yeah. What?
Like even the character models to the Pokeballs you throw, everything is like blown a little bit bigger in proportion size. So that way they didn't have to generate as much shit. They didn't have to sit there and make them tiny.
Yeah.
Or the algorithm for when a creature would spawn was less intuitive. Now did it still have a lot in there? 100%. But then you go there and then everything gets shrunk down in bigger open world.
One of the things that I'm kind of hoping for, because Legends ZA takes place all inside of city, I'm not excited. I have hope, not great hopes, but hope that because it's all in a city, it at least might look better than both of the other two.
Yeah.
Because the whole aspect is you're in a city.
Well,
possibly going
that's the thing.
between
The next one,
present
I'm
slash-
sitting there and I'm curious. But if it's still going to
Also-
be on the Switch, like, I already know
I
how it's
will-
going to run.
So I honestly don't think it's gonna be on the first Switch. I think it's from the sounds of all of the speculations and all things. Now bear in mind, there's no rumors about this. This is my personal theory. I think it's a launch title for the next console. Because it's not supposed to come out till next year. Same with the next console.
Yeah.
So, my theory is that they might be. It also might be, if my theory is right, that'll make it the first Pokemon game that's a launch title for a console. I believe.
Well, no.
No, Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
Game Boy Color?
Yeah.
I think Game Boy Color had Pokemon games that came out
Yeah, I
with
think
it.
it was Pokemon Crystal, right?
No, I think it was
Because Crystal was for Gen 2. It was the first.
I think
No.
Yellow.
Wasn't it
was one.
yellow?
Yellow,
Because they
yellow,
had a
yellow,
yeah.
yeah.
color of the Game Boy
Yep.
that matched it.
Yep.
Yep. God, I thought it was Gen 2. God. I'm the old one here. I should remember that.
We're the same age.
Yeah, I wasn't necessarily trying to argue about all that. I think I got confused. with,
Well, no,
like,
I was
launch
just trying to pick
titles
your
and all
brain
that.
about it because I was sitting there going, "Why do you think that way?"
Yeah, no,
And
that's
then
fair.
playing devil's advocate for the whole thing. I don't really care. I have my own reasons I don't like
Oh,
my
yeah, no,
Switch.
yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
trying to change
I
anyone
never
else.
necessarily
I'm just sitting
said
there,
I like
you know.
the Switch.
I'm just not gonna
I was just-
sugarcoat the problems with it. Like, comparatively to
You know what?
everything
I
else,
will say,
it's a shitty console.
I will say though, one of my biggest things that pissed me off about the Switch, okay, especially with like graphics and runability, okay? Fucking Nvidia helped make that shit.
Yeah.
How did they fumble?
What do you mean how?
Well, it's Nvidia.
Yeah, that's
Like
they've
custom
been
built
good.
everything in there.
yeah, they've been good. Here in the recent years, they've kind of been on a downhill slope.
You know the biggest downward slope?
Hmm.
We're so far progressed in technology, right? We're starting to do flat RAM, right?
Yeah.
That's how far we're ahead in technology. We're getting to the point where RAM is getting easier to install, cool down.
Well, you say easier
things
to
of
install. It wasn't hard to install before.
Well, I meant like one of the big fears, I know it's not that bad, but one of the big fears of anyone that is new to putting in RAM is that they're gonna wreck it. But the new way, they're making it almost as easy as putting in an SSD, like
Yeah.
the PCI slot one. Those are pretty easy. even I'm not scared to install one of those. And that's what the flat RAM's gonna be like. It's gonna be like that. So we're getting super good at minimalizing technology. Why the fuck are 4090s gonna take up most of my PC?
Yeah. Why is that gonna take up most of my case space?
I look at the size of those 4090s and I'm like, no wonder people are building a PC around that now, like micro PCs. Have
Yeah.
you seen some of these weird PC builds now that are just built around it?
Yeah.
Like people are like, fuck getting a case, I'll just build this. Like, people, like companies that make PC cases are starting to lose money because people rather build truly custom cases just to house these things. And the funny thing is, some of these custom cases, because of the materials people are using, like 3D printers and shit, are cheaper than the cases that normally they would have bought. It's fucking hilarious. Also, some of those 4090s, like some of the graphics cards, though, thanks to a couple companies, might actually start getting smaller too, which is nice. Because you know integrated graphics cards in laptops, right?
Hmm.
There is a generation of graphics card that was showcased that is that. But the idea is that instead of being integrated, meaning you can't swap it out, it's going to be a flat, like, chipset graphics cards as strong as 4090s and etc. that you can just swap out easily. And I was like,
Yeah.
yes, please. Please make my life easier. Especially as someone that doesn't want to have to constantly get new pre-builds because I'm scared of fucking with my shit. Can we start getting motherboards that have their CPUs integrated in? Like
Probably not.
CPUs.
Yeah, probably not.
Because, or at least, you know, reinvent the CPU so it doesn't, you know, have fucking hundreds of, I'm exaggerating, but all those little pegs that can, you break one, you're fucked.
That I think needs updated.
Yes. Oh my
I don't
God.
like putting in CPU. I don't. I hate it.
Oh,
I
and
feel
then
like
you
it's
hear those people say, "Oh, just make sure you apply a good amount of force. If you
Yes.
hear a slight crack, that was supposed to happen." It's like bullshit. If I hear a crack, I'm assuming I snapped something.
Yeah.
Nothing in my computer should make a crack. Maybe a snap sound, like you know, like what the click sound, like a click. That's fine. But if I hear crack, I'm assuming I broke something.
Yeah.
Like, we've come so far for compressing technology. My man, we have micro SD cards with terabit space. And some of those things run as fast as an SSD, which is weird. Like the micro SDs.
Yeah.
It's like, how did, what?
We're
Excuse
getting
me?
to the point where technology is outpacing the everything else.
I'm actually surprised micro SD is even remotely relevant. Because micro SD, any SD card, in technology terminology, would be considered outdated now.
Yeah.
But it's still weirdly relevant. Android still uses it for their phones and such.
Yep.
Hell, oh, here's a good example, Ace. I found out something about the 3DS. If you open up the back of your 3DS, guess what you will find inside?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
A fucking micro SD card
Yeah.
on the inside that holds all the the system data. I was like, excuse me? So this is essentially my hard drive.
Essentially, yeah.
It is amazing. I will admit, it is amazing to me, like, the pure functionality of exploits that companies will do that, once you look at it, actually makes sense.
Yeah. Some of them make sense. Aren't
Others
debatable.
do not. Double checking who I'm working with tonight.
So that's a
Where's
fun little glitch.
What'd you
So
find?
the scorched deathclaw that you have to find in this one mission where you have to explore that facility and you have to like go through different stages and the crazy AI is trying to kill you. He got locked in the chicken coop. He's trying to get to me. It's just really
And
not
you
going
got
well
stuck
for
in
him.
there?
Oh yeah, he can't get out.
That's
What's up,
hilarious.
stupid?
Hey, that
Watch
works.
when you. There's a raider quest line that you can do.
Oh, cool. I need to get the key card off his dead body. Right.
And one of them is one of the quest lines for this whole raider storyline. It's one of the main quests actually. You eventually get to learn how to pacify animals so long as you have the perk card. In fact, I think it gives you the perk card.
It
if you don't
does.
have it. But you have to go and try and pacify a deathclaw. It's normally it's supposed to be, but it's like a lot of enemies, it can randomly change what kind it is. But it's a fucking deathclaw matriarch normally. And it's like, I don't want to fight you. The worst part is this is pacified. This isn't tame. Which are two separate perk cards.
Two separate things.
And the worst part is with pacifying, it doesn't stay pacified for super long. So if you just stand there and look through your quests and all that, there's a chance that it'll unpack itself and then start attacking you. It's fucking hilarious. You know the one... My brain shut off.
Brain shut off. Oh no. Not your brain.
Goddamn. Oh, here we go for some weird tech stuff, Ace. So, I have a program that I use when I want to cast my phone to my computer, right?
Yep.
It's called Air Receiver. One of the best casting programs you can get that's not Apple. I paid the lifetime thing for it. It was like $20. And I use it. I wouldn't say super regularly, but whenever I really want to.
Yeah.
I cast my iPhone to it, right? Looks crisp, looks beautiful. Now bear in mind, that's an iPhone. These are usually not as great as for gaming as Androids. I cast my Android to it and it looks like ass.
That's, yeah.
I was like, excuse me? And this is a newer Android. I was like, the fuck? I think what it's doing is it's trying to auto sharpen, which I don't know why it's doing that.
Ready to be shocked?
Like, it's really weird. It confuses me.
Fighting people called the Scorched.
I still want to play as a Scorch eventually.
There might be a skin for that. When the ghoul stuff comes out.
No, I was telling them I was fighting some Scorch.
Oh, I know. I was just saying I kind of wish I could play. Is what I was saying. You know what we'll probably get though, Ace? Now that we have the Lost ghouls, we'll probably get a skin for the ghoul players to look like the Lost.
Maybe.
Okay. Hi, Mikey. Welcome back.
Good you.
Did we chase you away with our rambling?
I was a bit overstimulated, but
that's fair.
Left so I can make pasta. Well, I made pasta dough, but I didn't make pasta.
Ooh.
It's gotta sit and wait. So while it's waiting, I'm gonna try and grind for the last part I need for Freya. So.
Oh, Markiplier finally did a video on A Little to the Left. Cool.
Zoom.
I'm depending on who it is tonight, I might end up home early again.
Zoom.
I don't like that.
Zoom.
Yeah, you have to make money doing that.
Nope. They're lucky my rent is only $6.25. remember that rumor that I heard found about Microsoft and Nintendo?
Yeah,
Which
you,
order was,
yeah.
was it Microsoft trying to acquire Nintendo or Nintendo trying to acquire Microsoft?
Microsoft trying to acquire Nintendo.
Yeah. God. With what we were talking about, I kind of wish now at this point.
Yeah, not
It'd be
wrong.
more likely to happen with Sony just because they have a previous working relationship, though.
That
You're
is
right.
true. Either way, might be better.
I thought either Sony or Microsoft was absolving one or the other.
Well,
Um,
I have no idea. There was a rumor that Microsoft was gonna buy Nintendo. And when people heard that, it's like, oh, so we can actually get good-looking Pokemon? I was like, no, we could get good-looking Pokemon if they hire the, Breath of the Wild graphics team. And Tears of the Kingdom.
or something, yeah. Bro, this, I swear, it's just not gonna drop.
Oh.
I swear, it's just not a fucking possibility.
You know what? I know it's not, but you know what would absolutely suck? Find out there's a freaking level limit before it drops. Like you have to be a certain
It's just
point.
dumb. It's just dumb. Because I've gotten
You've been at it.
21 tries now, where I'm at today,
Oh my god.
and I haven't got
There's a
it.
video from 9 hours ago.
Fucking stupid.
Okay.
Fucking.
Oh, this is a Gley guide for setting her up. God damn it.
You know what? At this point, fuck it. Where do I need to be quest-wise? The desert. Here we go. We're just, fuck it. I don't care anymore. I gotta do something else, otherwise I'm just gonna get
Yeah.
pissed off.
And then decide not to.
Yeah, and just decide not to keep playing the game, if that's the way it's gonna be. I'd much rather, like, play something.
I can't believe you're taking it easy when
Yeah, I don't care. Shut your mouth.
Rage and revenge eat away other human emotions and limit perspective.
I'm here to kill shit and have a good time.
useless pearls of wisdom. I prefer you get lost,
I
guys.
swear to God, if
I'll
that's what I
always find
think
the
it
iron heart,
is.
Kyle. Your actions may prevent us from achieving this.
Like I said before, I won't do anything to jeopardize the operation. I swear.
Ace.
What's
This
up?
place is still swarming with Eamon's underlings. They're machines.
I'm
so collecting any data
irritated.
will be helpful for the
Uh.
operation. You don't want to
I
destroy
know
the
what
outpost,
boxes
however.
they were referring to
Supply
now.
box when you
Yeah,
make
what's
fire.
that?
It's literally the
These
fucking
bastards keep coming.
cube crates that you can find around the maps.
Those are resource boxes. Yeah.
Yes. That's what they are referring to when they said the encrypted resource boxes.
They aren't
Except they're not
resource
encrypted.
boxes.
But that's literally what it's talking about, though.
But they're not encrypted. I don't think
No,
that's
they're
what they're
not.
talking about.
According to this, they are. For the materials that you need, like the monarch shards and
You need to protect the
silicone
collected
and
data. The
shit.
Vulgus force is getting
Some of it can be gotten through resource, yes. The other ones need to be gotten through very specific, various fucking places.
Don't worry, everybody. I just found toilet paper and Fallout were saved.
The encrypted storage boxes and vaults
I'm just
for the cooling are only in White Gulch.
Yes.
I'm
That's
playing some
literally-
First Descendant while that
Oh,
pasta goes nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun.
Why does seasoning take so fucking long?
Hmm? Hold on, what? Oh, okay. I was like, got confused for a second. Something confused me. Seed vault and the chapel. complex carbon activator. God, so much white gulch place that you have to beat. Oh my
Yeah.
god. You might as well just keep playing until you unlock that. Jesus Christ.
Another interrupt.
Because every single part requires white gulch. Well, let me rephrase that. Every part that's not spiral catalyst, I think. Nope. Every part. God damn it. Because the cooling metallic, white gulch.
Yep.
Complex carbon. Oh, that's echoes. No, not that. Not the complex carbon. Fluxorite. That's white gulch. Ceramic composites. White gulch.
Yep.
It's like, so yeah, literally there was,
No more focus reinforcement.
Yeah. A lot of the materials that I need to
Is
like get
endgame.
is endgame stuff, and it's starting to actually like, well, not even endgame stuff. Like the mountain's not endgame. That's just the next area I gotta go to. But like, a lot of the drops can happen in endgame.
Oh god, my leg. I sat cross-legged for too long.
Thought they wouldn't be dumb idiots. Steal the high voltage fuse from the focus
Ow.
high point.
If I had hit my desk any harder, that would have fucking sucked.
All over for them.
No chance.
I'm laughing at someone's video from 2022. Like, so this is endgame content, and it was a picture of stunning beauty.
Destroy their generator.
If anyone is already reaching endgame, they have no life. Oh, one day ago, apparently people are already starting to reach the endgame.
Yeah,
It's like
and there's quite a few people that have reached it already. It's not that they have no life, it's they're more dedicated than you. Sorry, was that too personal? My bad. It's almost like you know, oh, you can call other people having no lives suddenly, but you don't know a single thing about them.
Rude.
Don't
Call out people online that you don't know. Don't message strangers. Don't be an asshole.
Hey, I have no life. My life is working in my apartment. I'm allowed. I have no life.
There's a bogus with the second fuse.
That's not what I mean. When people like sit there and message like other people being like, "Oh, they have no life," and I'm like,
Oh, I don't.
you're
I
messaging
don't-
a stranger online and you're saying that they have no life, but you're sitting here getting upset over whatever and messaging the person about whatever.
Someone's like, missions are repetitive, can't be bothered to level up their characters. It's like, you
What do you mean?
don't
I
play
almost have
Destiny or
2 of them level
Warframe.
40. What do you mean?
Plus, clearly they've never played D2 and Warframe.
Yeah, don't touch similar games that are like this. Dear God.
Someone was like, you're fucking delusional.
Seriously. Yeah.
No, I was just wanting to. I was just trying to look up the maps. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Hurry.
Oh, I just realized how different
Spectral
this map
diggers
is
stop it.
comparatively. What the fuck?
Damn it. It's the bogus reinforcements. Watch out.
Wait, yeah, what the hell?
Shield.
The beta had an 2 areas that we don't have in the full release.
Yeah.
It might be stuff they release later
Maybe.
that fit better into the storyline.
Because to west of Albion should be a place called the Albany Mountains.
Literally.
Or maybe they just
Kingston-
renamed
Send
it.
their stronger units to reactivate the generator.
Yeah, that's the Vespers now, literally. There was a
Literally.
place left of Vespers that doesn't exist in the game right now, called Red Desert, which I think is now Narrowlands. Believe it or not, Kingston is more or less in the same location.
Well done. That damn spectral digger isn't going to stop anytime soon. I guess blowing it up is the only way.
That's funny.
Whoa, Kyle. What are you trying to do? Blow
It's
everything
kind of
up?
cool looking
Are
at
you out
the
of your mind?
beta map
Are you
versus the release map.
SMO or something? And also, there's something you should know. The cliff.
Stop it! This is just one mission on the way toward achieving our goals for this operation. Terminating trans.
I'm okay.
We're okay.
Ba-ding! Whose side was that?
I don't know. Anyway, I've streamed for about 2.5 hours today. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up real fast.
Oh, we were still live.
Oh yeah, I've been live this entire goddamn time, Nikki.
Immature
I figured you were. I just wasn't sure.
Only you and Gley
Because I was like, you know what? I am gonna show people how annoying the grind is.
more vulgus.
And how just atrocious the fucking thing is.
It'll become more difficult to dissuade him.
Like,
Which will
are you
mean
kidding
he
me?
will assume control over the area surrounding the red sphere.
It's,
I think there's
anyway.
certain equipment or modules that you can equip that actually affect drop rates for certain things.
Yeah, but it's
too.
not
Don't worry,
a
guys.
drop,
I have
like,
prepared
from an
something
enemy,
very
technically.
persuasive. Would you take a peek inside my mind?
It's from, like, you know the intercept bosses, how they drop that orb? That's what
Go
it's
ahead,
from.
Luna.
Just
Mhm.
you wait.
So it's a
I'm going to
fixed,
see that
like,
tin nutcase straight away.
drop. Yeah,
Fixed drop
Oof.
so. It is what it is. Let's find someone to raid today, shall we? Yeah. You as well, Nikki. Why? Alright. God, who? I fuck. Yes. Hmm. Fuck, I don't know. There's not a lot of people. I'll just do them. Well, I will see you all